All right. So good evening, everybody. Good evening, students. Good evening, Priyanka. Thank you so much for taking out time to join us and mentor and guide our students here. So for students, let me give you a brief intro of our speaker today. It is really my pleasure to introduce an inspiring alumna of IIT Kanpur, whose journey epitomizes courage, passion, and unwavering determination. After starting her academic career in engineering at IIT Kanpur, she made the bold decision to follow her true calling in the fitness domain, demonstrating remarkable resilience and vision. Today, she is the proud founder of VegFit, a pioneering venture in the fitness industry that has transformed countless lives through sustainable lifestyle practices. Her innovative approach and commitment to promoting health and wellness have not only garnered a dedicated following, but also earned her features in numerous prestigious media platforms. Please join me in welcoming an extraordinary leader and role model, Ms. Priyanka Gupta.
Thanks, Ankita, for warm welcome. Before I begin, I just want to ask, is my screen visible and is the video visible too?
Indeed, but you are in front of your screen.
Yeah,
I mean, you need to shift a
I
bit.
need to check. No, this is also not okay. So there's some multiple settings here. I'm just trying to figure out. Is this something that is okay?
Yes, your video is visible along with your presentation.
Okay, all right. So thanks, Ankita, for the great introduction. Really happy to be here speaking to IIT Kanpur students. Being an alumnus, it's always a pleasure to come back and give back to the community I really belong to from bottom of my heart. So today, I believe all of you guys already know that we'll be discussing about the role of being physically fit to improve our mental fitness and mental health. And that's something that I have been experiencing in my life. And that's the experience that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And along the way, my only motive in life has become that I'm able to motivate a lot of other people to make fitness an integral part of their life and understand the importance of it in long term. So I coach on sustainable healthy habits as being the founder and head coach at VegFit, which is the company that I started 3 years ago. All right, so a little introduction about me. So I am an IIT Kanpur graduate year 2005. And I have done one startup earlier. This is my second startup stint. I have worked in companies like Walmart, Intel, VMware, Mu Sigma. So it's been a long career. I've worked in a lot of large companies, mid-sized companies. And I think startup is something that is closest to my heart. I think fitness has become a part of my life through a lot of experiences that I have been going through. And this is something that I, discovered as a philosophy for myself after going through a lot of experiences in my own life. So it's been almost close to 20 years now being after graduating from IIT and then working in a lot of different companies and running my own startup. So I'll talk a bit about how I have gone through the challenges in life and how I have overcome with that and what has helped me. And this is something that actually excited me to kind of pursue my second startup into fitness, because I felt that after only I realized the importance of how, being physically fit is important to lead a good life in terms of your career, in terms of your personal life, in terms of anything that you want to achieve in life. I think I couldn't have done anything if I was not paying equal attention to being fit. So after IIT, I think it was a very unique thing that I wanted to pursue professionally. So I went ahead and took a certification from ISSA, which is an internationally acclaimed institute. And I took a certification in nutrition and strength and conditioning. And now basically I coach a lot of senior executives to develop a healthy lifestyle. So I won't bore you with my career, but I'm trying to probably share my story, which you guys will be able to relate with. And the entire the talk today is about like how being a student, it is important to develop a fitness as a lifestyle, to be more productive, to be to achieve more in your academic career and career afterwards also. So that is something that I will be speaking about. And then how this, there is a correlation between being physically fit and being mentally healthy as well. And what can you do while you are studying at IIT, or even when you graduate from IIT and you enter in your the next corporate career world? What you should be doing to be fit, not just physically but mentally as well. So before we begin, I actually want to ask each one of you, and if you can type in the chat, I believe it's open for everybody. What is that you guys are stressed about today? And I would like to know from everybody here. So feel free and be open. Even if somebody else is reading what you're writing about, that doesn't really matter. Let's all be open and share our thoughts.
So students, you can type in your stress right now in the chat box, or you can raise your hand. I'll let you speak your stress right now if you're facing any at campus. Anybody?
I want to begin with
Yes,
ma'am.
Fiza, please go ahead.
Yes, hello ma'am, and welcome to the
Hi,
session.
Fiza.
It's very nice to hear from you, your story and all. So I want to begin, like, what stresses me is my, like, how to manage my time, and like managing my time and doing exercise or being fit is very, difficult task. So that stresses me somewhat. Like when I start, I face the consistency issue. I continue doing that, then I, drop it. So this is what, like, stress about how to lose weight if I'm overweight, or how to be mentally healthy. All the things mixed up, and it gives me stress.
Sure, sure. Thanks, Iza. Anybody else would like to either speak about it or just drop it in the chat window? I would really, want to figure. I think we have done a survey before to understand this and floated a few questions around. But will be
Yes,
great. I think there is larger audience here today.
there's one more student who have, student or an entrepreneur, I guess. He has
Yeah,
dropped nothing much, but his business occasionally.
I saw. Yeah, saw that.
Yeah.
All right. So if anything else comes, Ankita, please feel free to fill me in on that. So I think I have penned down a few things, and I would like people to tell me if this is what, like, my understanding is right with this. So I think when I have, at least when I had moved to hostel for the first time, I was like, I'm away from home. I was sad. I didn't like the food there. Nobody likes the food in the first place. Is this right?
Like mine was the second last. There's a lot to do, and I got limited time.
All right. So I
Yes.
really want, like, I think there are about 50 plus people here today in the session. And trust me, it's not going to benefit you if you are not active here. So let's share. Like, there is nothing, nobody's going to judge anybody, like why you feeling what you're feeling. Nobody's here to judge. So a few things that people are bogged down with is like, there's a lot, like Fiza was saying, there's a lot to do. The study is hard at campus for sure. There is there's always a constant stress that what I'm doing is right or not. I my performance is getting impacted with it. I should study harder because somebody else is doing more than me, right? Maybe there is I don't have a lot of friends to talk to. That's also one of the things that I felt, that especially people who are not very socially active, they have this challenge that if I don't have friends, if you don't know, if you don't share your feelings with other people, that's also a cause of stress. And what if I don't get a good job? I think everybody is there to make a good career out of the 4 years, 5 years that we are spending in college. So that's another thing that I feel. Is there anything else that you guys think is on these lines I have missed? Because it's been long time for me to after graduation. maybe it's a different scenario these days. So fill me in on this, guys. I think somebody's also messaged, and regarding previous question, career worries like getting a job, good job. I think, yeah, so that one for sure. So see, I think one is that these are a lot of things that we keep thinking on a daily basis, and trust me, these things will not stop. And rather, I think if there is a bucket, maybe it's just 10% full when you are a student with these kind of reasons, and year on year, more things will get added up to that. So if you find it difficult today, trust me, the scenarios are going to be even more difficult. And what I am trying to discuss today with all of you is that we have to learn to manage all of this along with the other things that are happening around us and in our lives, because this is not going to stop. We have absolutely zero control over, let's say, competition, for example. If there are 400, 500 students in a batch, and then there is a company that comes in for a job interview, everybody's going to try. So the competition is going to be there. You cannot say other people to stop. So stressing over things that are not in your control is something that really we can't do anything about, neither today, not in rest of our lives. So the only thing that we need to do is find out ways that can help us deal with all of this in a better way, right? Make ourselves more ready for handling situations and making ourselves stronger, again, mentally strong. And why the physical fitness comes into play is something that I'll talk about. So this is my story. Yes, Ankita.
Priyanka, I got a direct message that's a student said, I get stressed on thinking on building a good masculine body.
Oh,
Gym
wow.
type. Gym types, but will it be benefited in the long term?
We'll come to that question. Just to keep a note of this, Ankita, for sure. Good question. Thank you for asking this when you are, I think this is from a student, right?
It is.
I'm glad to know a student is asking about that. So yeah, we'll definitely come to that. So this is my story, right? And if people, like, if somebody sees some, like, people from outside and in the social realm, they always think that सब कुछ अच्छा रहा होगा इनकी लाइफ में, सब कुछ सेट था हमेशा से, you know, this person is very confident, they would have been confident forever, right? I entered IIT. I think in the first 2 weeks we gave this exam, that English writing and spoken English, right? I failed at it. And because I come from a Hindi medium school, I have never had an experience of being in like speaking in English as such. And even all the study that I had done till 12th was in Hindi. So the moment I entered first week, this exam happens and I failed at it. I used to sit in all the lectures, and even the first 2 weeks were like, I couldn't understand anything the professor was saying. If there are professors here, I'm so sorry. I was not understanding a lot of it because the English has not been a language that I was very comfortable with. So I was like, okay, abhi to JEE clear karke aaye the, ye kya hua? Jhatka lag gaya. So first level stress. I had never studied coding before entering IIT, and the first semester I got this course in Java. I had absolutely zero experience in coding, and I somehow managed to get a D in the course. I was like, okay, I'm going to get an F. That first semester, I remember how stressful it was for me. I was running everywhere just to make sure that I don't get an F in my first semester itself. Moving on, I think I was the last one. I was when I graduated, I was a 8.2 pointer from material science department. And I was the last one in my department to get the job, because I was considering that I was one of the toppers in my department, but I still was the last one to get the job. This was like, I think, fourth year last semester, February or March, I finally got a job. Fortunately, after a lot of rejections, I went through a lot of rejections. I really scored a good job. But then again, when we talk about stress, right, college time or even afterwards, right, everybody goes through a lot of it. I have worked in a lot of companies after that. It's been almost 19 years of work experience since then. And trust me, every job I have felt that, what am I doing here? I've never felt that I'm very satisfied at a job. Again, a very stressful scenario. And knowing the fact that I had to support my family financially and I couldn't leave the job while I was not even enjoying. again a stressful situation. Like everybody else, I have had breakups in life, plenty of them for sure. And everybody knows that this is no cakewalk. It's quite painful to come out of a relationship. And to top of all of this, I've been laid off. I have been laid off. And I think anybody who has had a long career, has experimented a lot, have had some or the other kind of a situation like this in their life. I've been laid off, and I had hard time accepting it. I had hard time talking about it in the beginning. The point to put all of this here is that when we are a student, we think that getting grades and passing in particular exam, getting a job, this is such a stressful thing. इसके बाद सब कुछ ठीक होने वाला है. Actually क्या होता है कि लाइफ हमें हर मोड़ पे कुछ ना कुछ सिखाएगी. Every step that everything that we do, every time we move forward, we are going to learn something new, because a new angle will get added to it, and new angle, a new stress, anything like a new situation, a new scenario, a new challenge in your life will come. So how did I prepare myself? When you go through with all of this stress, I was living alone in a city like Bangalore. Didn't have any family members over here. I started gaining weight. I was stressed. I didn't like to look myself in the mirror. I was losing confidence. And trust me, when you have a lot of this happening around, I right now can actually feel myself in those years. Then it was not a easy situation to be in. So somehow, I don't know where it came from, but one thing that I did was that I started paying attention to my fitness. I thought that if I'm gaining weight, somebody told me that, hey, if you don't like this, then change this, right? So if you're not liking who you are today, then why don't you start paying more attention towards what you eat and start exercising? And that is when my journey with fitness began. And trust me, I won't say that it has not gone down in all these years. This was 2007 when I started doing strength training. And there have been a lot of ups and downs in my life, even with fitness. It's not that I've been exercising all throughout these years. But then again, my belief into being fit and what it does to my life in general has strengthened over these years. So 2007, when people didn't know think about strength training, no YouTube video was there to understand what a strength training is. At that point, I started this, and I think it changed a lot in my life. And what changed actually is that whenever you think that you have to do certain thing for your body, and you say that I'm going to be disciplined to do certain things, I'm going to be disciplined to not eat junk food, I'm going to be disciplined to exercise 5 days a week, no matter what happens, I'm going to be disciplined to not stay up late night, I'm going to be disciplined to not consume alcohol. When you put these kind of belief system in your head and say that I'm going to stick to it, that's the time that you are actually fighting with everything else that happens in you or around you. And that is something that is going to help you, keep going forward, keep going forward. And that's what makes you mentally stronger. Because there will be days when you feel like, hey, why am I doing this? I want to party like other people are partying. I want to eat all the junk food in the world. But then again, the thought that why you started this in the first place will come back to you and say that, no, you have promised something to yourself and you have to stick with it. And that basically, that resilience, that discipline, it was not there in the beginning for me. It took a lot of years for me to actually experience it and inculcate it in my life. But then once it has come, it's not going to leave me ever in my life. And that's something that I say, that when you start working towards your physical fitness, because the kind of discipline, commitment, resilience that is required, that is what helps you become mentally more strong. So what does being mentally healthy or mentally fit means, and why you guys need to work on this is that the first thing is that if you want to be good in your career, if you want to create things, if you want to run your own startup, everybody wants कि मेरा brain जो है ना, मतलब मैं तो इतना smart हूँ. Everybody here is from IIT, so I'm sure everybody is a brainer and intellect person here. But until your brain is able to function at a certain efficiency level, you will not get a lot of out of it. So we are still not being able to utilize a lot of efficiency of our brain. And that's something that we have to constantly work on, that how do we make our brain more cognitive, functional, and being more, able to switch between different scenarios and be able to think on the fly. Physical fitness, overall, if you're physically fit, there is a correlation with mental health, that if you are fit, you will have a better sleep. When you have a better sleep, and we know that our brain actually gets rest only when we are asleep. It only kind of refreshes itself, gets more ideas only when we are sleeping well. So this also is correlated. Now, the emotional stability. How are we managing our emotions? How are we managing our relationships with people around us? What kind of friends do we have? How often are we speaking to our parents? Do we have a good relationship with our family members or not? So all this also affects our mental health, because a human being, it is important for us to be very, very connected in our social space, in our social circle. Stress management, as I said, stress is going to be a part of our life today, tomorrow, and forever. So if somebody is saying कि आज बहुत stress है और कल नहीं होगा, और जब कल नहीं होगा तो मैं physical fitness पे काम करूंगा, that day will never come. So stress भी होगा. It's like जब plate में दाल रोटी सब्जी salad अचार चटनी सब होता है ना, तो इसी तरीके से life भी है. Life में भी everything will be there, and we have to kind of mix and match and make it all work together. And then coming to being self-aware about all of these situations, that I need to be able to work on my personal strength, grow personally, and in all the areas. And if at all the situation comes when you need help and support from people, and it's not that you need a medical help only, then you seek for it. But even if you have certain level of stress that you are not able to deal with on your own, talk to your friends. There is no harm. There is, if you are at campus, you have friends, you have your seniors. If there is required, you have your guide, this faculty. So you can reach out to them and talk to them about. But being mentally fit basically means that how we are able to maximize on our performance in life in all of these different areas. So now how being physically fit affects all the terms that we talked about, affects all the different scenarios that we just talked about. So brain function, that I think this is the highest priority for all of us. It gets better when we are moving, when we do more exercise, when we, even if low intensity exercises we are doing, our cognitive ability improves. We are able to kind of think better, think clearer, and we are able to focus better. So this whole brain function in terms of the brain adaptability, the cognitive ability, everything improves when we have physical activity in place. Okay. The second thing is our neurotransmitters, the hormones that we say, that happy hormones, serotonin and dopamine. So basically these hormones that kind of govern that how do we feel, how is our mood, how is our, are we feeling anxious or not, how is our sleep quality, how happy, excited, motivated are we feeling. And then comes the endorphins. So endorphins are the pain receptors. So how painful we are feeling in a certain scenario. All of these things are improved when we are working towards our physical fitness. And this is in terms of your movement and in terms of the diet that we are taking. So both of these come into play. Now, why all of this, how all of this gets affected? It's very simple. And I think you yourself can understand. जब आप लोग college में हो, but एक छोटे से trip के लिए कहीं बाहर जाते हो, तो उस trip के दौरान you move more, you talk to more people, and suddenly all the problems that you were thinking, वो थोड़े से कम हो जाते हैं, थोड़ा उनका intensity कम हो जाता है, problem का अपने आप solution निकलने लगता है. Why that happens? Because at that time, the neurotransmitters that we are talking about, the serotonin, the dopamine, these hormones actually start playing role. And these hormones, because we are moving, we are in a happy state, we are in a social circle, friend circle, we are just feeling happy and excited about, and then our brain starts functioning better. जो problem इतनी बड़ी लग रही थी, we start breaking it down. We start solving it like this. कि अच्छा ये तो 3 step का problem था. ये करेंगे, ये करेंगे, ये करेंगे, problem solve हो जाएगा. So this is the correlation between being physically fit, being physically active, and being more mentally strong and mentally healthy. So how do we achieve the mental health? By achieving the peak level of fitness. When I say peak level of fitness, that doesn't mean that everybody has to train like a bodybuilder, everybody has to look like a muscular bodybuilder, not that. When we talk about being physically fit, it basically means that we constantly keep working towards being fit. So eat healthy, exercise, move more, and talk to people around you so that you feel happy in general in life. So this is a survey that was done. I think most of you guys would have participated in this, and this is something that you have answered yourself. So the question was, what do you perceive as the benefit of regular physical activity and exercise? And if I see that most of you guys say that it's stress relief, confidence level improves, you have a better quality of sleep, mental health is better. So you have already understood this, and you have already felt that being physically active and doing exercise actually affects here. And the next question was this, that if you know this, what is the thing that is stopping you from doing what you know that you are supposed to do? And I think most of the people responded time management, inconsistent routine, and I think to a certain extent academic stress as well. So considering these parameters and considering that the fact that time management is the biggest issue, so let me ask you guys one question, that do people who work out are wasting time when they are working out? Do you guys feel that when we spend like 30 minutes to do certain kind of activity, उससे better तो होता कि मैं पढ़ाई कर लेता, उससे better होता कि मैं सो जाता? ऐसा feel होता है क्या?
So I would like to share my experience on that. I am a new mother, so I mean right now I have put on a good amount of weight, but I am telling you my energy levels.
Sure.
2 years, 3 years before, when I used to do gymming, I was, I mean, working much more than what I'm doing right now. Then too, I had energy to do more.
Yeah.
Since I was going to gym and I'm feeling energetic, I was that way. Now I am a bit bulky, you can say that. So I am just exhausted. I believe I could do and things more if I am more in a situation to run around, to do new things that ways. That's my
No,
observation.
that's bang on, Ankita. So see, it's like everybody has those 8 to 10 hours in a day. Now, nobody works 8-10 hours, right? Nobody can work. Everybody takes breaks. What if I tell you that if you spend 30-40 minutes doing certain kind of exercise, that can help you reduce the time and effort that you put in finishing the work, right? Let's say if it was taking 8 hours, now it takes 5 hours. So basically, and 1 hour of the gym. So you're still saving 2 hours every day. It's a very crude way of looking at it, but I think I wanted to make a point that by putting in a certain time in doing the exercises and putting attention towards your health today, you are actually saving a lot of time, not wasting time here. It's just a matter of prioritizing it. So I always ask people that when we say I don't have time for it, that means that we don't want to make time for it. When you decide that this is something that I really need to do because this is an essential thing. For example, do we ever say that आज मेरे पास ब्रश करने का टाइम नहीं है? देखो, नहाने वाला मैं मान सकती हूँ क्योंकि स्टूडेंट्स बहुत सारे नहाते नहीं है कॉलेज में सुबह, बट ब्रश करने के लिए आई थिंक सब लोग कर रहे हैं, एंड इवन इफ इट टेक्स वॉट एवर टाइम, राइट? बट किसी ने आज तक ये नहीं बोला होगा कि मेरे पास ब्रश करने का टाइम नहीं है. तो if that is as essential as it gets, why is health and fitness not essential for you? Because one thing that you are born with is your body, one thing that you will die with is your body. So this is the only thing that is constant. Everything else, your job, your work, your education, your family, your relationships, nothing is going to last. The only thing that will stay with you is going to be your body. And when we say we don't have time for it, I only say that tell me your top 3 priorities. And if it is not in top 3 priorities, you will not make time for it. So either you are a student, you are studying, you have college, or you are a working professional. For both of us, we need to be really, really clear about what is our priority right now. The moment you realize that, and when we are thinking about the priority, what we need to think of is that what is the goal out of it? So people who are studying today, goal is very clear. I want to get a good job, right? Once you get a good job, I want to move up in the ladder. I want to get a better job because I want to earn more money. So the goal is very clear. When we talk about health and fitness, the goal is not clear. And the people think that okay, आज मोटे हो गए तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, कल पतले हो जाएंगे, उससे कोई अभी अभी कोई नहीं, टाइम है बहुत सारा. It's not about being fat, it's about living the life today. If you are not able to live the life today that you think that you deserve, that means that you need to put in effort to it. And we are the ones that we have to own, right? So I just want to simplify this, right? It's not very complicated. It's as simple as it gets. I'm saying that these three areas, just to start putting more attention towards these. One is the physical activity, 15 to 30 minutes every day, 5 days a week, and pick the form that you really like. I don't care about that you do strength training today or not. When you are starting, pick something that you can stick with. Swimming, dancing, sports, whatever sports you play. If you like gymming, go do that. And I think our campus has a lot of these things. And trust me, I'll tell you one thing. I've never stepped into IIT Kanpur gym. I don't even know where it is, even today. And I have never been to the swimming pool either. I didn't even know that gym exists in IIT Kanpur when I was there.
Let
So
me give you an update on that,
sure.
Priyanka. So initially we had an old sports complex, and now with the help of class of 1970, we have upgraded it to just doublify the existing gym.
Wow,
So
this is
now,
I'm glad that students are doing
oh,
that
they
now.
have come up with the requirement only that it's too, number of intake is increasing, labs are increasing, halls are increasing. Why not gym?
Oh wow, this is awesome.
So,
I'm
so
really
this is
happy
also
to know
happening.
that.
So I
Really
would
happy.
request you anytime you should drop down to your alma mater and check it out. The all the facilities are here.
I definitely will the next time I'm in the city. Um, so I just wish that somebody had guided me that time. There was something at that time. When I graduated, YouTube channel कुछ नहीं था उस time पे, right? कुछ भी नहीं पता था हमें. And I got to know very early in my career. So like when I started working 2 years down, I somehow got into this, and I got guidance from good coaches as well. So I always understood that the strength training, the importance of it, the cardio, importance of cardio, the right kind of diet and everything. Along the way, I also did a lot of wrongdoings because there was no awareness. Nobody was talking about protein at that time. Nobody was talking about strengthening training at that time, right? So I made a lot of mistakes, and I learned through all of those mistakes. For a lot of, like, I think we have moved on in terms of the technology so much that you have access to almost everything today. If you want to work out in your room, you have a video that you can play and you can follow along, right? If you don't have time to go to gym, if you have time to go to gym, as Ankita is saying, there's a beautiful gym at campus, and there is sports activities, right? I never played anything in campus because I was too shy. I didn't know how to play, and I was too shy to even go and ask someone else. Now I want to play. So if you have any of those interests, explore it. IIT is not just about studying and just getting into good career, but actually exploring yourself as human being, knowing more about yourself, getting into a lot of things like all at once. Trust me, once you start working, there will be a lot more limitation in terms of the time that you have, and you'll have to basically travel for everything. Now everything is there in your campus at walking distance. Go and join all of these, whatever activities you enjoy, and try to find time like 3-4 days a week. Whatever you think that okay is going to be convenient for you, do that. Trust me, initially it will be a little bit of a resistance कि जाना पड़ रहा है, time निकालना पड़ रहा है, ये एक extra activity है. But once you start going 1 week, 2 weeks down, the effect of it you will start seeing in yourself. The positivity that you feel, the energy you feel, the sleep quality is great. When you wake up, you feel fantastic in the morning, and throughout the day, you will have energy. So that kind of feeling only comes when you stick to it for long enough. So there are so many tracker applications in the market. If you feel like it, start tracking it, or else just open Excel sheet every day, say, yes, I went today. No, I did not go today. And make it a point to at least stick to this for 4 days, 5 days a week. Yes, Ankita.
So, Priyanka, there's a question to me that there are people these days, I mean, we have seen on social media and many physical enthusiasts, they are making unfortunate incidences. So is excess of, or I mean, more fitness, more being fit into fitness is also a hazard?
I am not sure what does this mean to be more in fitness. There are precautions that we need to take. And see, I'm not aware of this particular instance. I don't know the background about it, but there are a lot of other instances also that we have come to know about, right?
I believe he's, I mean, he's related to a couple of incidences, those, I mean, actors and known people
Yeah,
who
sure.
are particularly very fit, energetic, they are having good meals and all the resources available. Though they are, I mean, you understand.
Yeah. So see, for example, I'll give you an example. Okay, let me put it this way. There's a state where most of the people are in India at, right? No workout. And we are sitting at home and thinking, over workout will kill me. You're not there yet, first of all, right? So start doing something small. Now, there will always be accidents when people are not very keen on being taking precautions along the way, right? So, for example, if we are doing cardio, there is certain heart rate range that we recommend that you better be in this range until you train for your heart to get beyond that. But then again, for a lifestyle, health and fitness, somewhere between say 100 to 125, 130 is a very good range to train for cardio, for example. In strength training, there is very rare chances that you will go beyond that, because strength training is not strenuous activity in terms of the cardiovascular effect of it. Now, in strength training, what people do is, I go to gym today, the other guy is lifting 100 kgs, I want to lift 100 kgs today. So this is again not being like, when you do something new for the first time, if I want to play tennis today, for example, I can't play like other people are playing. I have to learn and play. So the same kind of precautions need to be taken. A lot of people start taking supplementation without knowing the effect of it. Now, the supplementation is good and bad, like everything else in life. Everything is good and bad. If you're drinking water, if you drink a lot of water, that's also bad. But that doesn't mean that we stop drinking water, right? So it's like you should know where to draw a line and how to be, you be in the safe range. And when you are doing something, should have a coach, should have somebody who can guide you, and then only you go into it, right? So that's the way to be, in safe area. I have been exercising close to 16, 17 years now. I haven't had a heart attack, fortunately, and I have not been injured in gym by lifting weights in the wrong way. And the reason is that I always say that I see other people lifting 10 kgs, I'll start with 5. Let me do with 5. There's no harm in doing with 5. Okay, let me do with 7 now, when I get comfortable. So you have to listen to your body, not other people. When we go with that mindset, I think these situations can be mitigated easily.
I
So
believe that answered the question. I mean, you can...
coming to the nutrition part, again, I think there's just too much fuss around everywhere. Ye khana hai, ye nahi khana hai. Actually, deep inside, all of us know ki kya nahi khana hai. Anything which is ready to eat is bad. Thumb rule. Anything that is ready to eat is, anything that you order and you get on your plate instantly is bad. So I'm not saying that remove it completely. We are human beings. हमको भी enjoy करना है. Chocolate सबको अच्छी लगती है. Who doesn't want to eat that, right? But what we need to do is bring a balance. So say 20% of the times I'm going to do that. 80% of the times I'm going to stay clean. And when I talk about staying clean is include lot of vegetables. I think if there are a lot of students in the call today, if you say कि campus का खाना अच्छा नहीं है, तो it's okay. कि कैंपस का खाना टेस्टी नहीं है, उतना फर्क नहीं पड़ता एज लॉन्ग एज इट इज हेल्दी, क्योंकि आप उस खाने को रिप्लेस करने वाले हो वेज पफ से. तो इवन इफ इट टेस्ट बेटर, और आज बेटर लग रहा है, मे बी लॉन्ग टर्म में नहीं लगेगा, इजंट इट बेटर कि हम मेस में जो एक खाना बन रहा है, आई नो टेस्टी नहीं है, बट एक चीज आई नो फॉर श्योर कि आईआईटी की मेस में जो खाना मिलता है, एटलीस्ट वो in terms of the oil content, in terms of the quality of the ingredients, it's not bad, right? So use that to your benefit. Healthy khana zyada se zyada khao. For taste, you can maybe take a little bit of something that you enjoy, but try to optimize, maximize on the food that you are getting at the campus, because I think this is the closest to the healthy food, home cooked food that you can get. And deep fried food, snacks, everything, it's complete no, because this goes against all the hard work that you are doing in the gym or doing any physical activity. Rather, consuming this kind of food, you remember we talked about the serotonin and dopamine. So there's a dopamine hit that comes when you eat anything which is packaged, because there is loads of different kind of ingredients there to actually make you feel extremely excited about it. The excitement level of doing bungee jumping, you get in a packet of chips. Now think about this. This is a food science that they are actually fooling you with, right? अगर वो डोपामिन चिप्स खाते खाते मिल जाएगा, तो हम कोई और काम ही नहीं करेंगे अपने आप को खुश करने के लिए या डोपामिन हिट लाने के लिए. While I'm saying is that the same kind of serotonin level can be generated when you do exercise, and you will be healthier. So why not do that to get the dopamine hit and feel happy rather than eating a packet of chips? So that's my bit on nutrition, simplifying it is as much as possible. And last is there's a lot of support system available around you in your physical, social capacity, and also internet. Also, there's a lot of people like me who are talking about sustainable, healthy lifestyle. We are talking about how to be mentally fit, mentally strong, how to plan our day better so that we can manage our time better. And you really have to grasp all of it and implement it. And if you need help, talk to people who you think that are ahead in life and can guide you. So this is the last slide that I have. I want you guys to please take this away. मैंने कहीं से चुराया नहीं, ये मेरा लिखा हुआ है. We are all unique and we have all our own paths. When I graduated from IIT, I never knew that I'll be a fitness coach, to be honest. So if life has got me here, I'm sure that life actually has a lot of surprises for all of us. But one thing that I can 100% say that if I'm not being physically fit, I don't think that the stress that comes with running a startup, I would have been able to deal with it if I was not doing what I do every single morning, is appearing in the gym. So it's your responsibility. Nobody's going to do that for you. So act on it every single day. Don't think it's a short-term thing. Just do small bit every day. And trust me, गुल्लक में पैसे डालने जैसा है, long term में बहुत सारे पैसे निकल के आएंगे. So that's all I had to share. I hope you guys like what I shared, and feel free to ask questions.
Students, the floor is open for questions. If you have any questions, you can write in the chat box, or you can directly raise your hand. We can come back to that question. I mean, Mukund message that I get stressed on thinking on building a good masculine gym body.
I was coming to that. So first of all, if you want to do anything good for your body, stress is the last thing that you should take. हम उससे स्ट्रेस के अगेंस्ट काम कर रहे हैं और तुम उस बॉडी बिल्ड करने के लिए स्ट्रेस नहीं ले सकते हो. सो दैट्स द फर्स्ट थिंग. अभी ना लाइफ में यू आर अ स्टूडेंट. व्हिच ईयर स्टूडेंट इज हिम? ही इज लाइक मुकुंद, राइट? यू सेड
Mukund, are you there in the call still? Y22.
Y22. So that's second year, right? 2-year complete. You are just a second
Mukund,
year.
you can show us your face.
Yeah, I'll be happy. People, if you want to turn on your video, please feel free to do that. Would love to connect. Thanks, Kshitij. Can you please train us? What a monthly package is. Okay, yeah, sure. So first I'll talk about the strength training, which is something that I'm really passionate about. So when we talk about strength training, it basically means that we are training for our muscle growth. muscle strength and not training for just the weight loss. So I just did a session at one of the events where I was talking about the only thing that we need to take care of is our muscles. Everything else will be taken care of. So when we are doing strength training, it takes a long time. So Mukund, just keep on working towards it. You are very young. You will be about what, 21 year old, very young. You don't have anything, any other stress in your life. Body build karna hai or you have to study hard, right? Those are the two things that you have to manage. Baki khana mess mein mil raha hai and everything is taken care of mostly, right? So just keep doing small bits every day. Progressive overload. Don't go with the fact कि अगर बाकी लोगों का प्रोग्रेस और मेरा प्रोग्रेस सेम क्यों नहीं है, क्योंकि कई टाइम पे ऐसा होता है. इट्स वेरी genetic that how our body responds. For example, I'll give you my example. My lower body is not as strong, or my lower body doesn't show as much as muscle growth as my upper body does. And when I see other people who are there in the gym for 6 months, sometimes I see them, they are doing better than me. So that does not mean that I am not making progress. I am making progress because I am better than what I was a month ago. But they are ahead in the journey because their journey is different. So don't compare, just keep doing what you're doing today. And I'm sure you are on the right path, but please don't take stress because this is anti-muscle building and pro-fat gaining. So don't do that. Coming to
He also wrote that, ma'am, extremely sorry, I'm but shy.
That's okay, no problem at all.
So we have one more question here. Should I mean, go ahead.
Just answering your question. So my website is called veg.fit. You will also are seeing all the social media handles here right now, but veg.fit is my website. If you want to inquire about the programs that I conduct, please go ahead and I think you will find your way. Another question from Raj Hans, I think losing weight, how to strengthen mental health. So see, I think don't keep goals like I want to lose 10 kg. Don't keep goals like I want to be the strongest, mentally strongest person today. Like the most resilient person anybody has ever seen. I don't say that. Say that I'm going to be better today. Like, for example, if let's say I'm very sad today for certain reason, right? Something didn't go well. My sales call didn't go well. I'm not making enough money. So today I'm very sad about that fact. Tomorrow, the only thing that I'm going to focus on is that I don't cry and I work towards making my sales pitch better. I'm not going to make a decision for myself that tomorrow I'm going to make a sale for 10 lakhs. No, I'm just going to work on my sales pitch. So the only way to work on mental strength or physical strength is that we don't make long-term goals. We just say that I am working towards being fitter. But what we do today is that small bit that is required. So that's all you need to focus on. Otherwise, you will get stressed and you will be like, ये तो हो ही नहीं रहा है. मैं तो बहुत दिन से कह रहा हूँ कि मुझे 10 kg lose करना है. 1 week हो गया मेरे डाइट करते करते कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. So don't do that. It will take its own time. It's just our body. There's no big deal. And it is science, right? So calorie in, calorie out still exists. If you work on strength training, you will gain muscle. Not in 1 month, 1 year. It's okay. Okay, Saurabh is asking, as diet is really unique, so what do you say about online coaches who generalize this concept and say what works for one works for all? Do you have a name who said that and who did that? So I think it is a matter of a lot of, see, it's like there are businesses all around us, right? So even this is a business. A lot of people are running in their own way. And if you want to generalize something to reduce the cost, this is what a business does. When I started coaching programs and I started coaching people, I was very clear on the fact that we will invest a lot into knowing more about every client that we are coaching. So when we talk about personalization, it requires more personal effort, and that is when the price will go higher. So I don't want to say it, but I think price point always defines the kind of services and the product you will get. So think about that, do your own research on this, and you will know better. If you allow, I would like to share my experience on it. Yeah, sure, Akhilesh, please go ahead.
Oh, thank you. So I hope that I am audible, right?
Yes, Akhilesh, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So just I am watching and listening this particular podcast, or I can say session, while I am walking. So it's good to I can say look you all guys while walking or doing exercises. So just I want to share my one experience when I was in IIT Kanpur, and in late 2014 I had one relationship issue, and due to that I was indulged in some wrong habit, and over the course of time I understood that it is not going to work out. So I started playing squash. So one thing I can say about squash, that when I started playing it over course of I can say a week or so, I realized that mentally I am more resilient, and uh, I am able to deal with the stress I am coping with. And over course of a month or so, I felt absolutely normal. Like I was keeping myself before my relationship breakup, right? So I can say one thing, that it was a very fantastic experience for me, that how a game can change your mental status and mental impact your mental health as well. So that is the day, and in fact, after 9 years or so, I still play squash, and it's kind of like 4 to 5 days a week. I regularly go for squash, along with 4 or 5 kilometer walk a day. And the good part is that my walk is mostly 7 days a week. It's not 4 days, 5 days, but mostly 7 days a week. So at the end of the day, I want to say that if you choose the right set of exercise or game, it is going to impact your mental health and physical health a lot. And definitely in long term, you will see its benefit. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Akhilesh ji.
Yeah.
Priyanka, we do have one more question. It's a direct message to me. Ma'am, I am going to third year, a bit shy introvert guy, so did not explore much in campus, like sports. How do you manage courses, intern pressure, and physical fitness? All the three at once.
What all three can you state again?
That is manage courses, intern pressure, and physical fitness. He's going in third year.
Okay. So again, as I said that don't try to say that ye bhi manage karna hai, ye bhi manage karna hai, ye bhi manage karna hai. Just think that whatever is planned for today, you have 4 hours of class, you have to go. You have to go to, let's say, playing some sports, right? 30 minutes, you have to do that. For that, you have to plan for 1 hour, 15 minutes going, 15 minutes coming back, playing the sport for 30 minutes. That's one chunk of your work. Then again, you have to eat your meal. So 1.5 hours for eating in the entire day. And then you have to study for 2-3 hours. So this is how you're going to plan your meal, plan your day. So when you know that what you are supposed to do, trust me, there are pocket of times that we waste. That wasting is, अभी क्लास और इसके बीच में 10-15 मिनट्स का टाइम है, तो मैं इंस्टाग्राम कर लेता हूँ. तो अभी क्या है, वो मेरा टाइम लूज हो गया. अगर आपने ऑलरेडी सोच के रखा है कि मेरे पास इतना टाइम ही नहीं है कि मैं बाद में पढ़ाई कर सकता हूँ, तो उस 15 मिनट को भी आप ऑप्टिमाइज करोगे टू डू समथिंग मोर प्रोडक्टिव. तो वो 15 मिनट में भी मे बी यू विल डू सम ऑफ योर चोर्स. सो मे बी, अच्छा एक छोटा सा कहीं मुझे क्वेश्चन का आंसर लिखने को बोला था सर ने, तो मैं वो भी लिख लेता हूँ. सो जब आप बहुत सारी चीजों को अपने लाइफ में इन्वॉल्व करते हो कि मुझे ये करना ही करना है, आपकी प्लानिंग सॉर्टेड होती है, आपको पता होता है कि ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, देन यू स्टार्ट यूजिंग योर टाइम बेटर. तब आप जो टाइम बीच में ना, जो जैसे अभी क्लास और इसके बीच में आधे घंटे का टाइम है, मैं क्या करूं, उस आधे घंटे में आप एक छोटा सा राउंड रन करके आ सकते हो, छोटी सी एक्सरसाइज कर सकते हो, नहीं तो कुछ भी नहीं तो कर सकते हो, थोड़ा वॉक कर सकते हो, कुछ अच्छा एक पॉडकास्ट सुन सकते हो, बुक सुन सकते हो, राइट, इंस्टेड ऑफ सिटिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ योर लैपटॉप एंड प्लेइंग. सो जब आपने एक प्रायोरिटी सेट कर दी है कि कुछ भी हो जाए, मुझे क्लासेस भी नहीं मिस करनी है, मुझे अपना एक्सरसाइज भी मिस नहीं करना है, और ऑब्वियसली जो मेरा होमवर्क है, जो मेरा क्लास वर्क है, और जो मेरा प्रिपरेशन वर्क है फॉर माई अपकमिंग एग्जाम्स, मुझे वो भी करने हैं। अब टाइम तो सबके पास उतना है, so you will start dedicating your time and managing your time better. That is when the time management comes. तो मैं सबको ये रेकमेंड करती हूँ कि जो आपकी इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं ना, जिनके बिना ये दिन अगर खत्म हो गया तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगी, वो सारी चीजों को प्लीज राइट डाउन ईदर वन नाइट अर्लियर और इन द मॉर्निंग इफ यू कैन। और उसके लिए कुछ फैंसी करने की जरूरत नहीं है, जो भी आपके पास नोट पैड है उस पर एक लिख लो, आज मुझे ये करना है, ये करना है, ये करना है, और रात में जाके उस पर टिक कर लो। ट्रस्ट मी, ये इससे ज्यादा सिंपल कोई चीज नहीं है, एंड वंस यू स्टिक टू इट यू विल बी एबल टू डू अ लॉट मोर, नॉट जस्ट एक्सरसाइजिंग बट अ लॉट मोर इन लाइफ फॉर एवर।
So students, I know you guys are liking this conversation so much, but I would request you, all of you, to kindly fill in your attendance in the attendance sheets. It's there in the chat box. One last question there is from a senior alumni. He's asking, and what are your top 5 life lessons?
Oh, top 5 life lessons. Okay, let me think. I haven't thought about that, but one is that don't trade your time for anything else. I'm very like I'm a very social person, and I spend a lot of time managing my relationship with friends. When they need me, I'm there. But at the same time, when I know that I need to do something for me, I say clear no. So manage your time better, respect it. The second thing, as I can't say it enough, that if you have the exposure, facility, availability today to invest into your physical fitness, do that. As early you start, this is going to give you a lot more in life ever. Third thing is that if you want to learn, like if you want to start something, know that you will have to learn. Find coaches to teach you that, but always be ready to learn, because there'll be a lot of new things that come your way in life. Like for example, 3 years ago, I left my job from Walmart as product manager, and I was doing video editing. I was spending 6 hours a day in editing videos. That was something that I had to do. What was it giving me? 20, 30 views on my video. And I was like, what have I traded my time for? But then again, because I wanted to make this happen, I invested my time into learning. So always be open to learn. Fourth is I've been very open about talking about anything, good or bad, that I'm feeling. So when I'm stressed, I don't think twice. If I know a friend is a close friend, I just go and tell that person that आज काम अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है, या आज हस्बैंड से लड़ाई हो गई है. तो अर्लियर जब मैं एक्चुअली एक रियल आई थिंक सबको बहुत इससे रिलेट होगा कि शुरू में हमें लगता है यार ये बात किसी को बता दी तो वो क्या सोचेगा मेरे बारे में, और ये सालों तक हम सोचते रहते हैं कि यार ये नहीं बता सकते उसको, वो फिर हमारे लिए ऐसा सोचने लगेगा. और ऐसा बहुत टाइम तक सोचती रही मैं. फिर मुझे लगा कि एक्चुअली मेरे प्रॉब्लम्स इतने इंपॉर्टेंट है ही नहीं, हम इतने इंपॉर्टेंट है ही नहीं कि हमारे बारे में कोई सोचे. अगर आज हमने अपना कुछ बता के उसने कुछ सोच भी लिया तो उसको याद भी नहीं रहने वाला. तुम अगर बता दोगे तो तुम्हारा स्ट्रेस दूर हो जाएगा. सो बी वेरी ओपन, एंड अगर आपको लगता है किसी को रीच आउट करना है तो रीच आउट करो. सो देयर इज एब्सोल्युटली नो हार्म इन डूइंग दैट. एंड फिफ्थ इज एक्चुअली अच्छा चीज याद आ गया, ये है कि ट्रैवल करो. कुछ भी टाइम निकले नहीं निकले लाइफ में, ट्रैवल के लिए टाइम जरूर निकालना. Experiences, meeting people can teach you a lot more than you sitting in a certain setup. So the more exposure you get from meeting new people, the more you will learn in life, and the more things you will experiment in life. So I think we are about time, right, Ankita?
Yes, indeed. Oh my God. Oh, Pranjal says, I will share, Pranjal. Let me do it again.
I think there's a question from Saurabh, so I'll just quickly read this.
Yes.
Everything is very closely related. Rest, recovery, food recovery, the everyday work are impact the workout of the day. So should it be managed based on these factors, recalibrated for each day, or working out 1 hour a day is the right discipline to follow? I would say most of the days you fix the time that works for you. But we cannot live in an ideal scenario. I would say, let's say some days you don't get good sleep, and sleep is the best pill that we can have. If that is happening and you don't feel like working out, don't push yourself a lot. Maybe you want to go to gym, do a light workout that day, do a 30-minute workout instead of 1 hour. But there is one thing called being disciplined. There is one thing called pushing yourself beyond limits. And that is what we earlier also discussed, that being safe means that you play in your limits, be smart about that. If your body is not recovered, then don't do it. A lot of injuries happen when you are like half asleep and still in the gym and lifting weights, heavy weights. So don't do that. But as a protocol, I would say discipline is more important. So what I would suggest is, if you are tired, do a very light intensity exercise. You can even do a brisk walk. Just don't break that regime for you. That's all. That doesn't mean that every day will be as intense, right? No, every day will not be as intense. So don't push yourself beyond that limit. Be safe, but be disciplined at the same time. Hope that answered, Saurabh. Yeah, I think no more questions, Ankita, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Thanks. So wrapping up the session, I wholeheartedly thank you, Priyanka, for taking out time. It is a very beneficial session for me and for the entire student community. We would love to have you at campus whensoever you are planning to come to your alma mater.
Sure.
Thank you so much, students, for taking out time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
And
everyone.
have a nice day.
Talking.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.